Hello everyone, I hope the sound's okay. I always have problems with that. What's up? As you guys can see, I've got, well, got my voice echoing over there. Alright, getting stuff together. As you can see, it's a mess in front of me in the desk because we're doing 3D pen pixels today. And if you saw the last video, you know that I've kind of adopted this system of having a bunch of different pens so I don't have to swap out colors between pens so often. Instead, I swap pens and then it goes a little bit quicker. This is the first time I'm trying to do this live. I've done some 3D pen stuff and it's usually pretty slow, but these pixels are smaller, so hopefully it should work out. I've got a pretty good setup, I think. I've got the pens here, I've got filament, I've got some new pens. I think we're gonna unbox a couple before we actually get started. And got my computer here so I can check out the chat every once in a while. I've got this camera here. Let me show you what that does. Boop. Sweet. So we got a nice close-up view. I modified the webcam so I can focus this time, so we can get a nice clear view of the close-up of the pixels. Should be great, although it kind of, this camera glitches out a bit. One step at a time, guys. One step at a time. But anyways, how's it going? All right, lots of emojis in the chat. Awesome. Yeah, so these do take a while, even if they are small, so I probably won't get too many done. I'm thinking I'm just gonna do a bunch of Patreon Pegboard Pixel live streams these upcoming Saturdays, since I have so many to get done. It's been a long time since I did this group here. I'm gonna throw some more up there. Who knows, maybe I'll get 5 done today, maybe 10. But yeah, it's just about getting started, getting it going. All right, I've got the list of pegboards here. I'm gonna go in order, so the people who have been waiting for a very long time, they're gonna get their pixels first, but not quite yet. First thing we want to do is an unboxing, because I've got this new kit here, and I think it's worth opening live. I think it's pretty interesting because it's a world first, apparently, as it says on the box. It's the first multi-material 3D printing kit. So basically it's a 3D pen, but it comes in a bunch of pieces. Supposedly it only takes 15-30 minutes to put together, but you know, what's the big deal? It's a pen that you build yourself. Yeah, I guess that's kind of cool on its own, but the real special thing going on here is that this is completely open source. It runs on Arduino. So technically it's possible to program this pen. But I've been trying to wonder, like, what you can really do with that. Sure, you can make it work for different materials, but what can you really do? How can you get crazy with this kit and actually take advantage of the fact that it's open source? So if you guys have ideas for something to program a 3D pen to do, let me know. The only thing I could really think of was maybe having it pulse if you're trying to create a patterned line, or maybe like a dotted line. That would probably be pretty tough, but if that could work, that'd be cool. So, there we go. All right. Yes, hello everyone. As you can see, there's a million hellos in the chat. I'm not gonna bother to get to every single one of you. I don't really do the shout out things so often. Unless you have a good point. Make a good point and then you'll get a shout out. Give me some ideas of what I can do with this open source. When will I be finishing today? I'm not sure. I always kind of just wing it with these live streams. But might go for several hours at least. 3 or 4, maybe 5. It's 1 o'clock. Yeah, no more than 5 hours. These live streams are exhausting. I always end up losing my voice, so maybe that's when I'll end, when I can't talk. All right. So yeah, let's just open this up. It's supposed to be a quick build, but I don't know actually if you have to upload the firmware or if it already comes on there. Since they're trying to make it a kit, it might require some computer work, which I don't really want to show, but I just want to get a quick look at this. As you can see, it comes with all the parts separated, and what I didn't realize immediately, but I mean it's pretty clear, is that these are 3D printed parts. So me having a 3D printer, that's pretty exciting, because I could actually reprint parts if something goes wrong, or I could even modify it. I could have a custom grip, or I could add a spool holder integrated onto this pen. You can modify it. So that's kind of weird, but cool. So let's go ahead and take this out. It's kind of all smushed in here. We've got a screen, we've got the extruder, we've got the hot ends. Everything's separated. And here are some smaller parts. All kinds of little stuff. USB drive. All right, let's just look through the instructions here really quickly and see if I can throw this together quickly. If it looks too complicated, then we'll move on. All right, maybe I can turn this camera around so you guys get my view. Let's see how this works. This kit, it costs $50, so cheaper than a lot of pens, but not cheap really, and we'll get to that. I've got some super cheap pens that I'm also gonna maybe take apart really quickly. But $50 is pretty decent. We'll see how it works. I guess the main appeal here is that it's open source though, so if you're willing to, or have a way to take advantage of that, then it might be worth it because it's the only option out there. Ditch the instructions? No. I want to follow the instructions because I don't want to fumble around too much. So we've got a Teflon tube, we're going to add another Teflon tube. This looks like the insides of most 3D pens that I've already had to take apart because they broke for some reason. So it should be easy enough. I don't recognize all these parts though, I don't know what that is. But anyways, we're going to take this Teflon tube and stick it in here. Falls right into place, easy enough. All right. Kind of like how it explains the technology behind it too. It's like, why is this filament tube here? Why are things the way they are? Not just do it, but it actually explains why. That's cool. All right, we've got this second part that we're gonna throw on top, I guess. Or, no, not yet. Ah, this little block. And it's gonna hold the motor. Let's see, okay, I'm gonna read actually. Okay. Zoom in the face camera? Well, I can't zoom it in that much. Let's see. I think it's worth showing what's on the screen. Maybe there we go. I've got a few things. Whew. Yeah, I mean, I could actually make a 3D pen using a 3D pen using this open source. Or I could at least draw on this because it's PLA or ABS. I'm not sure, but 3D pen should stick to this 3D printed material, so that would be kind of interesting. All right, so let's see. Find part 2A. How do I know what part 2A is? Insert part 2A. This holds the Teflon tube in place. I guess it's this part. Oh yeah, just goes right here. Like so. Let's see if it's a press fit. Sorry, it's hard to make sure everything's on camera all the time. All right, Teflon tube is in place. Make sure the filament goes through freely. All right, we'll do a quick filament test. Yeah, that's good enough. Filament goes through. Looks good. Find the main circuit board and the nozzle. Insert. This is the stuff that always breaks right here. These little tiny soldered connections. This already looks a little bit crooked, but I'll give it the benefit of the doubt and keep trucking on. So let's plug this in. Yeah, it's not quite a perfect fit. Gotta bend these pins a tiny bit here to make everything fit in. Ah, this is some precision work here. There we go. Connected. I do have an above camera stand, but I feel like this is better. This is way closer than if I had the camera hanging from my rig. I am using the rig right now, though. Okay, insert the motor into the chassis. Let's see. This is a little bit tricky doing it on the go, but there we go. I get distracted when I'm doing live streams, you know? So far, everything's straightforward. This just pops into place. Or does it? Oh. Might be their first clearance problem. That's what happens when you 3D print parts. It's not fitting quite perfectly. This edge right here is having trouble. Oh no. I feel like I just need to get it straight down. Maybe there's a little, I'm gonna cheat a little bit and use these clippers to just kind of nip the edge here. That'll make it slide in a little easier. Nope, still not. Oh, there we go. I just had to really press that in. Looks like it's in place now. Yeah. Okay, motor's in place. Now we're connecting it to the motherboard. Is it going through? What have I done wrong? I'm sure I've done something wrong already. I just keep getting confused at what's the front and back of the pen. All right, is that right? There we go. Cool. We got the buttons here, forward, backwards. We got pins here that the Arduino is gonna plug into. Okay, attach the front cover. I'm not actually reading the instructions. I'm kind of going off the images just because I'm distracted. But that's also popping into place. This is the only part that I'm a little scared about being 3D printed because it's a flap and the layer lines are going this way, which means it's weak, but I guess it doesn't bend much at all. It just hits the buttons. And the clicking action is pretty good here. Chat, are there any good budget 3D printers? Right now everyone's crazy about the Ender 3, and I'm liking it too myself. It's by Creality. They make the CR10, which I've always loved. So it looks super promising. I've been printing just a couple prints with it. Hey, this doesn't come with a little baby screwdriver, or does it? I need a little baby screwdriver. That's pretty annoying if it doesn't come with the screwdriver. Those are so cheap. I know I have a tiny one that came with one of these 3D pens. Let me find it. There we go. Little tiny 3D pen, whatever it's called, screwdriver. So that goes in here. These tiny little screws go on the other end. I don't know how I'm supposed to thread these. This is like some real precision work here. Gotta try to get these nuts aligned. There we go. But how do I get it to actually thread in? Oh, it got a little messed up in there. Come on. Think I got it. Okay, second one. Can I just use the screwdriver? Yeah. Maybe it came with the screwdriver like this and I just missed it, but if not, it really should. Pretty sure these cost a penny from China. Note to manufacturers, if you make a kit, include the tools. if they're cheap tools like this, you might as well. Okay, so we screwed that in. What's next? The fiberglass part. So there's 2 of these. I guess we only need 1. And this is gonna go into the cover. This seems to be moving along pretty quickly, so that's good. I guess it has to bend. It's kind of spooky. How do I do this? It has to bend a lot. I'm not sure if it's supposed to. Maybe I have to put it in through the bottom. Oh, here we go. I can actually push it beyond. The screwdriver helps. Okay, there we go. So that's kind of just a little fiberglass piece that's going to hold this in place. The nozzle. Can't have plastic touching the nozzle, of course, because it's going to get very hot. So now let's just screw it in. This is kind of a weird looking tip. It looks a little fat. That's the only concerning thing so far. This looks like it might be a bit bulky at the tip. Yeah, look at that. That's how it is. But that's pretty annoying. That means you're not really going to be able to get around corners or anything, or even see what you're doing. Ugh. Yeah, that's weird. I guess that's how it is, though. Let me look at the picture. First flaw. Alright, next up we're putting a cover, I think. Mount the part 5A. I don't know. I guess it labeled the parts at the beginning. Because I wish they just pointed to a part instead of calling it part 5A. Make sure the motor is held firmly in place. Okay, so it's going like this. Was I supposed to plug in the cable already? I guess not. Where does the cable go? Where does the cable go? Did I miss that? Here they have the cable going towards the front, and then it just disappears. Connect the motor to the circuit board. Oh, connects up here. I missed that. Which way? Like this? Yes, black on this side. Okay. Didn't get too far, so luckily I could fix that. The wire is quite long, though. Am I going to be able to hide it underneath this cover? Or am I supposed to wrap it around? I don't know how I'm supposed to deal with it. I guess just smush it and put this down. It's another snap part, I guess. Or no, it's just supposed to go like that. It has 2 more buttons back there. Now we're using these little ring parts to hold everything in place, I guess. So this one just goes on the back. Pop. It's very simple, but it works. Pop. And pop. Oh, yeah, tight fit. There we go. So that's held in place. It's not already made because the point is that it's a kit. You're kind of learning how to build a 3D pen, I guess. Saves them some money too. Saves you money, saves them money. But yeah, the building it part is kind of interesting, I guess, but not so useful. I was thinking open source software could be useful, but I don't know how yet. All right, the display is just going to stick on top. Boom. That's easy. But is it just loose like that? This all seems a little bit sketchy. Feels like it would be really easy to actually accidentally bend this or snap something. All right, the Arduino Nano goes on the back. And that's going to clip that into place. There we go. Is that it? Yeah, that's it. All right, now you're supposed to connect it to the computer and... Ah, no, it's already... Okay, cool. Should be ready to go now. So that was pretty easy. Came with one extra fiberglass, a couple extra screws. Let's see. I'll try to use it, but I really don't like this wide tip. I wish it came a little closer. Yeah, that's kind of worrying. Even doing flat pixels like this, it's kind of annoying that I can't really... I have to go straight down, you know? I can't go at an angle or the nozzle won't be able to touch whatever I'm drawing. But let's see. I'll just try to use the cable from the... Oh no. I need a USB micro. No, USB mini. Ah, where's the cable for this? I threw it away. Here it is. All right. We got the cable. I'm running. The problem with these pens is they all have different connectors. So I've got like 5 different connectors plugged in right now, and I'm running out of plugs. But I do have an extra USB port on my computer, so we'll just use that. Plug this in and see what happens. But yeah, the screen, okay, it's upside down. It's upside down. I guess it's made for left-handed people. That's considerate for the often ignored group, but for me it's upside down. Let's see if I can switch between PLA. Yeah, pretty intuitive. It's at 158, 159. Heating up rather slowly. But, I mean, that was a super quick build. It looks cool, but at the same time, it doesn't look very functional. So, yeah, I don't know. What do you guys think about this? Is it interesting? Is it a cool idea? Is it worth anything? I've got a link to the 3DCmo website in the description to this, if you're interested, if you're immediately sold. I'm cautiously optimistic. But yeah, you know, they make the 3DCmo Mini, and they also have the 3DCmo Mini 2 now, which is a pretty cool pen in that it allows you to... Oops. I'm gonna put this kind of golden yellow in. All right, the motor's going. It's a little bit smelly. The 40%, I don't know if that's speed. Oh yeah. Oh no, switched between, huh. I don't know exactly the controls of this thing. It's already getting a little warm back here, and obviously at the tip. So I wonder what kind of plastic this is. Yeah, the front, I guess, does look like the original 3Doodler, which was cool back when it was the first 3D pen, but it got outdated pretty quickly, which makes me wonder how useful this one is. But anyways, there we go. There's extrusion. It's coming out well. Doesn't ooze too much, although it definitely does ooze. All right. Anyways, it's working, so we're just gonna unplug that for now and put it aside, and while we're making these 3D pen pixels, if we need this golden yellow, there it is. It'll be ready to go. Definitely not a huge fan of the shape of the nozzle, but we'll see. Okay, we've got a bunch of pens out, but I am gonna unbox a few more that we might use. I guess this one we probably won't because it uses a different size filament, but I am excited to open up the 3Doodler Create Plus. 3Doodler, as you guys know, as I just mentioned, they made the first 3D pen, and then when they made the 3Doodler Create, that was the first 3D pen that I got to try. It was really cool. I actually clogged it because I was trying to print with ceramic filament, which was definitely not recommended by them, but I took the risk and I lost. Now this 3D pen, they say it has a new jam-proof system with dual extruders, not two colors, but like it's got a motor back here and a motor up here to make sure that it's fed. I don't know where the two motors are. I guess here and here. But it's supposed to stop it from jamming. So I wanted to try that out. But I guess not today. I just wanted to open it up. So you see what you get. You got the pen. You've got a manual. You've got 3 different packs of filament, 2 ABS, 1 PLA. Nice colors. 3-doodler always had nice colors, but the filament is a bit more expensive since it comes in these sticks versus being able to just buy it on a spool. Yeah, okay. That's enough of an unboxing for that one. Just wanted to show it off. We haven't done any pegboards yet. No, we're just getting started doing a few unboxings, getting more pens out so that I can load in all the colors I need, and then once we get going, hopefully it'll be more of a flow. That'll be easier. All right. Hey, it's an old friend, the Dickhale cat pen. This was one of my favorite 3D pen reviews. Not because it's a great pen, it failed pretty quickly, but I still made it work. But hey, they told me that it was just a mistake, or the pen they sent me just was a flaw. But they promised if they sent another one, it wouldn't break so quickly. So I just want to see if this thing will survive. I think I have to test this thing out today. So I'll definitely load a color in this ridiculous cat pen. Form factor is fine, besides being a freaking cat. Someone somewhere thought this was a genius idea. Oh, I have no words. Anyways, I believe this uses the same outlet. It's USB. Some of these use the same plugs. I just want to make sure I don't accidentally blow anything up. But let's see if I just stick this one that fits. It turns on ABS mode, PLA mode. Let's go. It's heating up. It's working. This stand is not too useful because when it's plugged in, the cord just pulls it over. It really only works when you're not using the pen. So that's kind of a failure. All right. It's good to see a lot of people here. Got a couple hundred. Looking good. Yes, the cat. The cat is back. Can you believe it? And since I want to put this through its paces, I'm going to load some green in there, which we'll probably use quite a bit. Green is a common color. So let's put this, it's kind of a neon green. Definitely not the fastest at heating up. I think the Scribbler version 3 is very fast at heating up. It's the fastest so far. It uses 12 volts, whereas most pens like this use 5 volts or even 3 volts. So that's why the Scribbler heats up a lot quicker. The 3D Mate pens also heat up really quick. You might notice I've got 3 of these, and so far they've been perfect. Well, I'm going to turn this around again. I hope it's not confusing to see the drawing happening upside down. But, whoop. There we go. It's working quite well so far. Alright, we got green loaded. We'll just load it for now. But once we need green, here it is. I'm adding this to my pile. This is such a mess. It's already super crowded when I'm just filming my pegboard video, but to do it as a live stream and have this camera up here, it's pretty hectic. And this thing keeps falling off my webcam. My little focus ring I made, I need to design it better. But at least we got focus. Okay, we're not done. more unboxing. These ones I'm kind of excited about. Not because they're super fancy expensive pens, but quite the opposite. If you look at these, you'll notice 3D Pen 2 and 3D Pen, unbranded. But it looks a lot like the Scribbler version 1 and version 2, and that's because it is. But it comes from just the Chinese manufacturer, unbranded, through eBay. These are like $7 or $9, I think, respectively. Super cheap. Will they work as well as the branded versions? That's what I want to know. So let's start with just the 3D Pen. Of course, it's covered in grammatical errors, nothing new there. We got some very cool colors of ABS that come in here, but I already see it actually looks, I really like these colors. I appreciate that. We got the plug, it's the same as the Scribbler. Let's see, 12 volts. Yep. Same outlet, so it's exactly the same. And here's the pen. There you go. Looks familiar. It's got the same nozzle. You could probably buy the nozzles from Scribbler and swap them out. But anyways, this one has speed. It's got 2 lights here. Forward, backwards. It's just forward, backwards, and speed, I guess. There's a little potentiometer in there. You could turn it with a little screwdriver. I guess that lets you adjust the heat. But it's strange that there's nothing for switching between materials, like ABS versus PLA. I don't know how I'm gonna, I guess I have to read the manual. Load, unload, speed controller. Yeah, so just that little potentiometer is the temperature controller, but it's so hard to orient myself with this camera. Yeah, I guess you just have to reach in there and turn that little thing with a little screwdriver. Oh no, just kidding. Ha, the part fell out. Or, oh no, that's just a little cover. Okay, there's a little cover that's goes on there. But you gotta flip that up and turn the potentiometer if you want to change the temperature. So you pretty much want to decide one material to use with this pen and stick with that. Otherwise it's going to be really annoying to switch between them. Considering this came with ABS, I guess it's tuned the temperature for ABS, but that's not so different. It's a little hotter than PLA, but it should still work. So let's just go ahead and try it as is. Oh, it is a different plug shape. So I do have to plug this in as well. That's annoying. You guys are all speaking Dutch in there, or what? I guess you decided I don't look at the chat enough, so you might as well speak in a different language. Uh-oh. Look at that. That is not a US plug. You're going at 2 angles. I guess it's probably the Chinese plug. So, that pen is useless. Maybe this pen will have the same outlet, but for US, and then I'll actually be able to use it. But for now, that sucks. Oh, this one comes with a European plug. Great. I do have an adapter somewhere. But is it worth taking out right now? Ugh. Yeah, that's silly. This one comes with PLA, and this is more like the 7 Tech pen I have, which is also a Scribbler knockoff. So I guess if you're going to do a knockoff, go for the cheapest one. Except you'll probably get the wrong plug. This one also uses a different size connector, so I can't use the one I have right now. That's silly. I'm debating if it's worth running to the garage. I have my 7 Tech pen with the right plug. But I don't want to run away just yet. Maybe we'll do that in a bit. For now, we'll use the pens that we have US plugs for. That's frustrating. Alright, but we still have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. At least 11, 12 pens up here. So that's enough for a big range of colors. Let's start doing some pixels. Why don't we? That's the fun stuff. Just throwing trash down here as always, creating a huge mess for me to clean up after the live stream. Yeah, pixel time. I've got a box full of blank pixels in here. Only a few of the larger ones, so I might actually have to skip some of my higher level patrons for now. But that's okay, because then I can film it with my fancy nice camera for a video. But we're just gonna get right into it. Like I said, I'm gonna go in order. I'm not gonna be biased based on what I think is interesting or not interesting. Whatever you guys requested, that's what I'm gonna do. So if it's a stupid idea, blame them, not me. So, let's see, where do we start? First request comes from, oh no, this is not my first request. There are so many requests, by the way, which is awesome. Thank you guys. But I'm gonna be doing a lot of live streams like this if it works out. Okay, let's put this like so. It's oriented in a way that I can have it nice. Looking good for you guys. I don't want to get too close. Where? I don't know why this is so difficult for me. It's backwards. Okay, is that okay? I think so. All right, first request comes from, I'm gonna mispronounce a lot of names as always. People come from all over the world, which is awesome, but I don't know how to speak languages. First patron is Jaren G. I'm not gonna do last names because some people want to maintain privacy, but Jaren or Haron. I imagine it's from another country. Jaren is a $2 donor, so he gets a little pixel like that. And he wants the band symbol for the Periphery. Never heard of him. Periphery. The Periphery is a band, apparently. Not one that I'm familiar with, but I can look it up really quickly. So it looks like they're, I don't know, they're a dark, mysterious band. They wear all black. But then it looks like they have trumpets and saxophones and a triangle, unless that's just a joke. In another picture, they have electric guitars. Are they a metal band or something? The Periphery. Anyways, I'm going to draw their little logo. It's a little P with 3 dots. Looks easy enough. So I do want to give this a background first. I'm going to do a black background since, like I said, they're a dark, mysterious looking band. So let's load up the 3D Mates, and at the same time I can actually get the Scribbler going. The Scribbler will probably heat up quicker, but that's okay. Oh, that's the one I unplugged. So I'm just going to do a full black background first, and then I'll draw the logo on top. Yeah, Jared, you are the first. You've been waiting. You've been waiting a long time, that's for sure. I'm glad you're on the live stream. It's cool if the people who requested this are actually here to see it. Let's point this down a little bit more. Get the nice top-down view. Make sure it's mostly in focus. All right, we're going. We are a go. Ow! My first burn from the other pen over there. You always gotta be quick here because they just go. So I like doing this back and forth technique. Gives me a pretty even fill. Although sometimes I'll vary it and do diagonal or something. Just to get a good variation on my pegboard. That's why I also like doing these background fills. That way it's not a bunch of white squares, but I've got different color pixels. Sometimes it's obvious what color I should use. In this case, they showed their logo against a few different colors, but looks like black is their color. I'll get the edges here too to make it a little more square. Now when I do a fill like this, the whole pixel actually gets really hot and kind of pliable, so I have to make sure to keep it flat. Otherwise it won't stick on the pegboard so well. There we go, that's a pretty good square. So now let's switch to the white. It already went into idle mode, but this one, like I said, it heats up really quickly. You guys will see that. All right, let's see. So it's a little bit complicated, the logo. I'm gonna do a simplified version of it. Let's slow this down to a speed of 3. This white isn't completely white yet. There was some black in this pen before. That's why I like not having to switch pens. But let's do it vertically like this. Oh no, let's do it horizontal. So we got the P and then 3 dots. All right, I always gotta be quick because it just keeps coming out. There's the top of the P. And there's a little break. All right, that's decent. And then the 3 dots. Boop. 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 Periphery. And normally the logo has a circle going around it. In this case, I'm kind of stuck in the corner, so maybe I'll do like a part of the circle. I'm gonna bring the speed down to 1 and try to make a thinner line, just for these little thin peripheral circles. It's gotta be quick like that. That was a bit sloppy, but you get the idea. Periphery. I think that came out pretty good for the first pixel of the day. There we go. I'm just gonna put that aside for now. Whoops. Luckily these things are pretty strong. Yeah, I'm not gonna actually put them up on the wall today because I guess I'll save that for an actual project video. For now I'm just gonna create a pile of them over on the side. 1 logo down, that was quick. So as long as we keep going on this pace, I think we can get a good number done. Mark, should you buy the Ender 3? Like I said earlier, I haven't fully been able to review it. I've only started testing it, but so far the prints look as good as any, pretty much. It's a under $200 printer, and the prints look as good as the CR10S, which is like $700–800. So if you're trying to get an under $200 printer, that's probably going to be the new go-to printer. For a long time, I could only recommend the Anycubic Costal because there just weren't many printers that cheap. But now there's a few coming out. TiVo already has a competition for the Ender 3 that they quickly whipped up called the Flash, I think. I don't know if it's actually available, but they're sending me one. I'll try that as well. Okay, next request. This one is from a VIP member, so you get a double. And it's Ron H. And he has a YouTube channel called Ron's Place, and he wants me to do his logo. Oh, excuse me, his logo. I just had lunch like 5 minutes before starting this. So Ron has a YouTube channel. He's got a little logo. I pulled it up right now. It's actually like a square logo, but since he's a gold member, he gets a rectangle, which means I'm gonna have to. I'll probably just put an R and P on the side since it's Ron's Place. But first, we're gonna do the background. He's got a yellow background for his logo. Looks like Ron has a 3D printing channel of his own, or just about all kinds of creative whatnot. Thanks for the subscription. Yeah, I guess I have to learn Dutch since apparently half of the chat is from the Netherlands. All right, so I don't have too much yellow in here, but I think it'll be enough to fill this. And why don't we do diagonal for this one just to make it a little more interesting. I'm gonna increase the temperature to 195. When you're doing a fill like this, you want to make sure the temperature is high enough that it sticks really well. Otherwise, the whole thing could peel off. Looks like there's still a little bit of blue in this yellow, but that's okay. I think it'll look just fine. Notice how quickly this scribbler can go. It is a speed demon. Excuse me while I concentrate here. This really takes a smooth motion if you want to get a good background, and a good background is going to help me get a good foreground. So I'm just going to be very careful here and try to keep a consistent pace. Oh, it's working out, it's working out. Not perfect, but see what I'll do is I'll do this hatching first, and then I'll go around the whole border to kind of square it up and give it a cleaner border. There are a few gaps there. Sorry, people with OCD. But it's just the background. So now I'll go around and kind of do a slower fill. Helps me get a cleaner edge. I'm kind of bothered by that green corner, but it's going to be covered. It's a gradient, you know, it's a design thing. Just maybe not the best design in this case. All right, there we go. So we got the yellow, and now for his logo, it's got black and red in it. So let's go ahead and start with the black. Get this one plugged in. And we can also get the red plugged in. This system is it's a game changer for me to have all these pens. Because just like the yellow here has a little bit of green in it, every time I switched out colors, I would have to purge a whole bunch of material to get the next color to come out cleanly. From now on, this yellow will come out clean. It's just because I was the very beginning that I had a little bit of blue in it. Which pen should you buy? As you can see, there's a whole lot of options. I have a link to my website in the description, which has my opinion on a lot of different 3D pens. I think it's a pretty good resource. All right, the black is going out. How do I change the speed here? Okay, on the back I can change the speed. I'm gonna make this go nice and slow because I need to draw a little Cartesian printer his logo has. So, kind of just looks like a square. Oh, this slow mode goes very slow. I guess that's actually perfect for this. Yeah, that's really slow. I needed that. It's gonna help me get some really detailed lines. And I can also check out the logo in the corner of my eye to make sure I'm doing things sort of right. I love it. All right, so there's the base of the printer. Now we got the print bed. A very simplified, iconic version. I can't tell exactly what printer this is. Could be a CR10, could be an Ender 3. So now we've got the X-axis going along the top, holding the print head. Little box like that. Yeah, it's actually good that he's a gold member, because then I could put the RP on the side. Because technically his logo has the printer printing a little RP, which I'll try to get, but it's going to be hard to actually get the letters that small. The mess begins. I've got my spiral vase here filled with scraps from all my 3D pen projects. It's still only like a quarter full, so there's not too much pen waste. Alright, so I'm also going to set this to the slowest speed so we can compare. This pen has a bit more oozing, I think, so that 3D Mate 1 is actually a really good pen. Even though I also think it's a rebranded version. Depends on the filament too. This red filament isn't... It's oozing like crazy, but let's try to get a little tiny RP here. Ooh. It's like not doing anything. Alright, it's kind of a blob. But hey, I'll put it right here as well. So yeah, the slow mode from this printer is definitely a lot faster than the slow mode on the 3D Mate pen. And his logo, the R, has little eyelashes on it. So I'll do that. And the P has some special lines going on as well. It's got a spiral in the P, but it's going to be hard to do. I think it's the filament in this case that's... Oh, it's because this is on ABS mode. It's at 230 degrees instead of 190 or something. That was my fault. That's why it was oozing so much. I'll have to remember to fix that in the next one. But there we go. It's another pretty good pixel. And another quick one too. There we go. RP. Ron's Place on YouTube. Check it out if you are looking for new 3D printing channels, I guess. I can't vouch for it personally since I haven't seen his videos, but he's a patron, so thanks, Ron. How's everyone doing in chat? Have I experimented with 3D printed fabrics lately? Not lately, but I have a lot of ideas and some good opportunities coming up that I'll be able to get back into it. There's a lot of innovation happening since I made that video. There's a lot of new advancements that people in the community have done with 3D printed fabric. David Shorey has done this whole printing on tool fabric and window screen mesh. So that stuff is really cool. I kind of want to just let it be since people have taken it over, but I also have my own ideas that I haven't seen yet. So I'll get to it eventually. Alright, next request is from DIY Wild. He wants a nail and gear. Google it. Or if that doesn't work, then Saturn. Well, you know what? I've already got Saturn up on the Pegboard, so I'm going to Google a nail and gear. I guess it's a specific thing. Ah, yes, it is. It must be a logo for something. Or, could someone... I hope it's nothing inappropriate. But it looks like it's usually on a black background again, so we're going to do another black background. There we go. So far, I've always used the right plug on the right pen. There's actually, the Scribbler uses the same size plug as these other pens, but it uses a higher voltage. So sometimes I'll accidentally plug in the wrong one, and that's not good. So the Nail and Gear is a logo for a podcast. Hello, Internet. Sounds family friendly. Sounds like something I can do. So there you have it. We'll do the nail and the gear. Do gray. Okay, I guess I can do gray. I should load that up anyways. Let's use, what kind of pen do I want to use for gray? We'll use the little tiny Enervision pen. That one uses this. Because gray, I don't use too commonly. This pen works really well, but it also overheats really quickly. So it's good to load up a color that's not too common. How about silver? Silver is just like a fancy gray, right? All right. So if the background's going to be gray, what color should the logo be? Because then it can go either way. It can be white or black or some other color. I kind of want to do white. I feel like it'll look good, but let me know what you guys think. This pen also doesn't heat up too quickly. All right, there we go. The logo is usually white. All right, so we'll do white on silver. That'll look cool. Have I ever tried making a hinge design? I have 3D printed some hinges, but not since starting Make Anything, I guess. But yeah, in old designs I've made hinges. It's fun to, they're like pretty easy to make print in place hinges. And anything you can print in place is super cool. I'll have to think about incorporating some hinges in future designs. Alright, I'm just purging out, this had brown in it before. Just want to make sure it's mostly silver so we don't get that weird gradient again. Alright, that looks good. So let's fill this up. Since the gear is a circle, I'm going to do a spiral for this one. Just to keep things interesting, I'm going to do a spiral fill. Let's see how that works. Whoa, this filament acts very differently. I should have remembered that, but it kind of bubbles up in a wild way. It like inflates and then deflates. My spiral wasn't perfectly centered, but it should work, I hope. The other one. Get those corners in. And then we'll do the border. This is working out quite well. I think live streams are actually an appropriate format for these pen pixels. Especially considering how many I have to do. Although next Saturday, maybe I'll combine it, but I have to announce the winners for the puzzle competition on my mini factory. So that might be occupying... Whoops. I don't know why I started to unload this. I don't need to do that. Alright, white, white, white. Where's the white? Here we go. This Scribbler, I had to tape it together. It kind of started to fall apart. Whoops. The chat is down. This always starts happening partway through the live stream, and it's kind of annoying to make it come back. But I got an extension cord for my mouse so I can control it from back here. I'm trying to get more professional. Come on. Come back, chat. Are you gonna behave? Okay. Alright, so we're heating up the white now. I guess I'll use a speed of 2. And make sure the temperature is right this time. Yeah, 195 looks good. This is gonna be kind of a tricky one. It might look a little bit blobby. Of course, it depends on the pen as well, but like I said, I don't want to swap out colors between pens, so hope this is good enough. Alright, yeah, this is kind of tricky. I'll start with the nail and then I'll do the gear around it. Because the nail just goes diagonal through the whole thing. At least it fits well in a square. So I'll kind of start with the triangle back here and then the nail itself tapers. The scribbler puts out a lot of plastic pretty quickly. And actually the spiral that I made earlier is going to help me kind of do a better circle. So there's the start of the gear. Now I just need to put the teeth in. This is working out pretty well. Hey, that was good. I'm so on it today. There it is. I know it's not perfect. It never will be with the 3D pen. Sometimes I try to correct it with a little cut here and there just to get that side a little more flat. There we go. Yeah, I'm happy with that. Hope you are happy as well. That was DIY Wild. DIY Wild. Good one. All right, 3 done. We're busting these out. Next one. Green Dog Blue wants a Cyndaquil. Cyndaquil, a Pokemon. Now, I only know the OG Pokemon, I'll be honest. Cyndaquil is not one I've heard about. So let's see what Cyndaquil looks like. Oh, yeah, I know Cyndaquil. Not quite OG, but still a pretty early Pokemon. It's going to be a tough one to fit on a little peg. There are versions here on Google Images of just the head with his kind of like fiery spark stuff going on. But I guess I'll try to do a simplified version of the whole thing. I mean, if they can fit it in like a little pixel version on the game, then I should be able to make a little pixel version on my Pixel, right? So this one's gonna need a lot of colors. He's got like a dark teal, which I don't think I quite have. I've got all these colors, but I don't quite have that dark teal. We might just have to go with this one here for the back. It's a little lighter than he actually is, but that's gonna work out, I think. I'll put that in the 3Dissimo, since we haven't used that one yet. There's gonna be a lot going on with this guy. He's got the teal, he's got kind of a yellowish flesh color, then he's got yellow and red, or red-orange for the back. I'm just gonna keep, let's see, the red, it depends how picky I wanna get, if I wanna swap out to a slightly more orange red. I think red, just straight red and yellow will work fine for that. This is gonna be tough. I need a pencil, I think. I'm gonna get a pencil. Okay. Sometimes you gotta plan things out a bit. You know, I'm actually going to do like a cut-off view of him. I'm going to just do part of his body, but not the whole thing. We got like the head will be right there. He's got the long nose, so he can kind of be looking downward. It kind of goes like that. He's got his eyes always closed. Definitely a cute one. And his head, he's kind of just like, meh, meh. Cyndaquil, Cinda. I'm guessing that's what he sounds like. And then the sparks will kind of be in the back here. Looks pretty good. I could do a background color. Maybe I'll put that in later. This is already going to be a pretty colorful one, so that might be overkill. Overkill or Cyndaquil. Okay, PLA. Got this one heating up. So that's going to be the teal. We're also going to need the fleshy color. Do I have the right color for that? Not exactly. Ah, here we've got the perfect color. Perfect. So thank you, 3DCmo, for sending me this massive spool of colors. That's going to help out a lot. Even though they all come on this one spool, I gotta try not to get so out of hand. I have so many colors, it's pretty tough to keep these organized. That's really the perfect color for him. So are we gonna stick this in a new pen? I could put this in the yellow one. But we do have, we still have a couple pens open, so I guess I can stick it in a new pen. But we still don't have orange in there. Yeah, I'm just kind of tempted to go run and get my plug for the other pens that I have. Yeah, I'm not doing requests from chat right now. These are special for my patrons. Because they've been supporting me for a long time. And they've earned these Patreon pixels. Actually, the green kind of goes on top of this tan, so I'm going to do the tan color first. Actually, no. All of that goes on top of the sparks. Well, no. Okay. I'm going to start with tan. So I guess we'll go over to this pen. Once we use orange, I'll just swap this out for orange. But for now, we'll put the tan in here. Still takes some time to heat up the pens. That's just the way it works. But it gives me time to check out the chat and whatnot. Although it looks like it's just a bunch of requests right now. So we got that going. Still debating if I want to do the sparks first and then, yeah, I guess I should. So I'll actually start with red, then I'll draw the yellow sparks on top of that, then I'll draw the tan body on top of that, and then I'll draw the teal body on top of that, and I'll finish it off with the little eyeball. Yeah, this is a complicated one. Why don't I put memes on the big pixels? If someone donates enough money on Patreon and they want a giant meme, then they can get one. But, oh, yeah, this is the one that was on ABS mode. So I'm going to switch to PLA. Okay, so I'm going to start out with the sparks in red. And then I'll go yellow on top of that. So this is just going to be a big red spot for now. Doesn't look like too much yet, but I promise it will come together. Switch to yellow. The madness that is the pen swaps. bought my pegboard at Lowe's Home Improvement. So they did sell giant panels. I think they were 4 by 8 feet, and these are 4 feet. No. Oh yeah, those are the full-size panels, more or less. Yeah, I think might be 3 by 8 or something. But you can get pegboards at most home improvement stores. So there we go, little sparks. Yeah, that's okay. Next up, is it the tan? Yes, it is. So I gotta feed this in. Can I explain this whole pixel thing? Basically the whole idea behind these pixels is that it's a way of saying thanks to my patrons. I wanted to do something that's more interesting than the standard thanks screen or something, so I make pixels and I put them on this board and then they show up in my videos so my patrons can see that I appreciate them. Alright, let's go to speed number 2 for this. Start filling them in. Start with the body first. Oh, 2 speed still goes pretty fast. I'm going to go around a little bit more to the slower speed to cover up the pencil marks. Oh my. It's messy. This is what happens when you request complicated things. Alright. Top it off with the turquoise. I really gave myself a challenge when I accepted this whole pixel thing, because people tend to request pretty crazy things. And 3D pen is probably one of the toughest mediums to do this. I guess I will have to outline this with the background color, because otherwise you're not even going to know what's going on here. The silver could actually work pretty well. I'm going to go over again with this, build it up a little bit. Let's get the silver going. As I go on, it just gets messier and messier. I do my best to stay organized, but it's pretty tough. This is going to be one of those where you kind of just have to, you got to know what you're looking at, otherwise you're not going to know what you're looking at. So even though this is a 2D pixel, I kind of build up a little bit. I like to get some depth going. You know, I want his head to be in front of his arms and his arm to be in front of the rest of his body, so I'll still build up some depth. This one's got quite a bit of depth going on. All right. The silver is good to go, so let's just get straight into that. Silver works very quickly. Pokemon are always fun to do. Alright, and we'll finish it off with the face. I'm a little scared. Going in with black is tough. I almost want to just use a Sharpie, but I guess that's cheating. Alright, let's put this over here. While this is finishing up, I guess we can start taking a look at what's going to be next. Yeah, if I ever stop doing I probably will stop doing the Patreon pixel requests at some point, but then I might just do the occasional live stream, and then people can just do a quick little super chat and do requests that way. But for today, I'm just gonna do requests from Patreon because they've been waiting long enough. So I'm still finishing this up. Oh, we've got another video game character after this teaser. Alright, at least this black goes very slow. So maybe I can actually get... Just gonna do the eye here. Just the eye. I don't even have to turn the pen on, actually. I can just let it drip out. That helps me get a thinner line. There we go. That worked out better than I expected. Cyndaquil. Yeah, that's pretty cool. You can recognize it. Totally. Awesome. Alright guys, next on the list is a request by Anshul. Something like that. Anshul asked me to do 8-bit Mega Man. Drawing an 8-bit image on a single pixel is very difficult. I'll look it up, but it might end up just being regular Mega Man. I guess they don't necessarily mean like draw it pixel by pixel, but just, you know, the classic 8-bit pose where he's standing like that. But even that, okay, now I think I can do it, but just the head. At least I've got the right colors out. I've got the... It's basically just tan, and then 2 different blues. So I'm gonna have to switch out the blues, but... I've got one of the blues that's pretty good, and then I just need to use a lighter blue for the second one. Cool. I can do this. That's what I have to keep telling myself, right? All right. This one, I'm gonna do it on a white background, I think, unless I screw up. 8-bit Mega Man is tough. He's got the eyes too. I'm gonna probably have to do white on top of this. Yeah, I'm gonna not try to get the little pixels because that's just gonna be too tough, but I'll do a 3D pen version of the head. Oh, that's fast. Okay. Okay. So let's start out. I might have to do a few layers of this. It's very tough because he's so low res, the 8-bit version. But he's kind of got something like that. Okay. I guess I should have, didn't do it quite right. I'll keep working on it. Yeah. For now, I'll switch to blue. I will probably have to go back and forth a few times to get this to look good. So far, we've been using a lot of the same colors, so I actually haven't had to use all the new pens that I got. But I'm sure we will. Someone already did request, yeah, I already did the Minecraft dirt block. Oops. I don't know what to do if 2 patrons request the same thing. Do I still do it? I guess. If enough people request Minecraft dirt blocks, I can create a whole Minecraft scene. That'd actually be kind of cool. Yep, I'm in California, so it's 2 p.m. here. I'll probably go until 5 or so, which is already a pretty long time. I want to get back to work. I still have to work on this week's video. I got some real cool stuff coming though. I guarantee it. Alright, so for the second blue, I'll probably use a second pen in this case just because I'm going to be switching back and forth between them, possibly. So actually, while this is heating up, I'll get the next blue ready on the other 3Dissimo. All right. All right. Blue number 2. No, this is blue number 1. Just kidding. But color number 2. Nice, that came out pretty good. It'll come together. This is another one that I can kind of build up. Get a nice 3D effect going on. Actually, might not have to go back. I think I did a pretty good job there. Just gonna have to get the second blue. Yeah, that looks pretty good. So I will add more tan. Actually, not even. I'll get the eyes going. So that means scribbler. Where's my scribbler? Get that started. All right. I love this light blue. This is Matter Hackers Light Blue Pro PLA. It's got a little bit of greenishness in it. It's my favorite light blue. All right. This is 1 cube, I think. Then he's got his little ear cups, whatever they're called. And a little second one maybe peeking out right here. Oh no, the filament snapped. This is old filament. Well, anyways. That's no worries. We're done with that for now. Back to white. This one's coming out really good. All right, here come the great big eyes. He's gonna look terrified with these big eyes. Yeah, the eyes are a little bit wonky. But I think it'll work. It's kind of like a Sonic eyes where they're connected. What's going on with that, Sonic? All right, black to finish it off. Covered up a lot of the skin tone, but that's kind of how it is with the pixel version, 8-bit version. I think it's coming out pretty good. 3D pen stuff always catches glare weird, so sometimes it doesn't look great unless you see it at the right angle. All right, so while I'm finishing that up, I'll once again go ahead and see what the next request is. Once again, that was 8-bit Mega Man for Anshul. All right, this next one, he just sent me a link for a specific image. What is it? Oh, that's a tough one. And I don't actually, it's a tree frog wearing headphones. It might be another logo for something. Does anyone know a logo of a tree frog holding headphones? It's another, I'll have to do a simplified version of that too, I think. Okay, Mega Man. See now, cartoon Mega Man has blue eyes. 8-bit Mega Man just has black dots. So he wanted 8-bit, you get the black dots. And I'm actually gonna make these square so that at least part of this is 8-bit. Whenever I do eyes, it's bound to be a little bit cross-eyed. Got a lot of strings here, so I'm going to clean it up a bit with my clippers. Yeah, that black always does a nice final touch. 8-bit Mega Man. Cool. Okay. So yeah, this frog logo. Looks like it's on a transparent background. I don't know what it's meant, the background color is meant to be. Tree frog wearing headphones, and the headphones are kind of in the back, so I guess I'll do those first. By the way, this is for Jax. Yeah. All right, Jax. If you're here, I hope I don't screw this up too bad. I'm doing a simplified version because in the image it shows the frog with his hands up, holding it and everything. I'm just gonna do the headphones and the head. One headphone, two headphone, and that goes over the top. Whoa, got a little wobbly there. Got a little padding. All right. Now the frog itself is lime green. So I'm gonna switch out. I am gonna use the decal pen though. Well, actually the green is probably closer to the one that's already in the pen, so let's just stick with that. And then after that we got a yellow, so I'll get that ready. And then after that I'll go back to black, but oh no, I can't get the yellow ready. Same plug. It's weird that the decal pen uses the same plug and everything as the scribbler, but it takes like 2 or 3 times longer to heat up. Or actually, that's not even supposed to use that one. Did I kill it? Or is it supposed? I don't know. Now the other plug's not working. I promise that's not what happened last time with the pen. I was using their plug when it died. Yeah, the ghost of the cat. Why are you guys moving over to Discord for your chat? Is this chat not fun enough for you? Uh-oh. The button for the pen is stuck. And not just stuck, it looks like it's actually melted. Decal, you've done it again, haven't you? The pen, I think the pen is melting. Oh, and it smells bad too. Okay. That might have been my fault. Yeah. That should have been a 5 volt and I used the 12 volt. The cat has come back from the grave and immediately died. That sucks. Okay. Let's go ahead and use a different pen for this. I guess we can use this teal and swap it out for the green. Oh yeah. I smell burning circuit board. Ah, this stinks really bad. They say cats have 9 lives. I think I just burned through all of them. Gotta get the smoke out of here. Jeez. Decimo. This one technically you could use the app to control it, which would help me control speed and things, but I don't have time for that right now. So that's why it takes a while to extrude here. So this is gonna be number 6 already. And it's 2:30 my time. I might do 10 or maybe 15. We'll see how these go, but whoop. Yeah. This is a tough one. It's definitely going to be simplified. Little guy. This one might be harder to recognize than some of them. Well, considering I don't even know what it's actually supposed to be for in the first place, it's very hard to recognize. Okay, we'll get black going again here. I guess, yeah, I can put the other ones on display in the background. Where? They'll probably get knocked around, but you can see what we got going so far. Pretty good progress. Okay, let's go yellow here for the eyes. This froggy has nice big yellow eyes. And then I just gotta go in and get some black pupils. And a black mouth. He's got a little smirk. All right, frog eyes. They have kind of diamond eyes. Once again, I don't even have to turn the pen on. I just can let it kind of leak out. It lets me get really precise with the lines here. Eventually it'll stop. But let's get the stringiness here. All right, that's the best I can do. Looks kind of like E.T. E.T. listening to music. I mean, you didn't see the logo. It looks kind of similar. Kind of. Frog listening to music. I'm picking winners for the My Mini Factory contest. It'll be announced next Saturday, so I have a week to... I'm still going through entries. There's so many good puzzles. All right, the next one, Ilya, is a gold or VIP patron. So Ilya gets a 2x2 pixel. And they want an SR-71. I'm guessing that's some kind of aircraft or... Yeah, okay. I was going to say it's an aircraft or it's a Star Wars droid. The SR-71. That's a cool looking plane. All right. It's a stealth plane, so it's black or dark gray. I'm going to go ahead and do dark gray. Let's put it... Do we want it over blue or just on white? I guess we should put it over blue. I'm going to put it over that nice light blue that I like so much. So I'll get that heating up, and while that's heating, I will trace this out because it's another kind of complicated thing. Jet planes. Ah, what's happening? Ah, I guess the 3D Mate automatically retracts. That's a good feature. Sometimes it's worrying. The 3DC mode 2 doesn't have a safety feature, so if you just leave it plugged in, it'll stay on, and that can get hot very quickly. Alright, so this plane, it's kind of a tough one to fit in here. It's got this triangle wings. It's got this very unique kind of bulging front thing. It's got a little point in the back here. It's got some jets on it. This is an intense jet fighter. And then some of these images, you can see the flame shooting out the back, so we'll might as well do that. Okay, this is gonna be a cool one, although probably not great. I have had to do a plane before, and I'm definitely not an expert. It's not my specialty, the planes, but this one is unique enough that I think it'll be recognizable. So let's just get that blue in there. Okay. So in this case, I'm doing the background, but I also don't want to build it up too much. And I'm gonna leave the space where the jet is so that I can build that up. I'm gonna kind of outline it. I'll add the flames back in though afterwards. Again, just going with these horizontal lines. Sometimes it doesn't matter, but in a case like this, I think horizontal is appropriate since the plane is flying. It's kind of like motion blur, speed lines that we're giving it. Turn it upside down to get the second part. A lot of the time it's easier to just turn it upside down instead of trying to draw it the right way. This one's turning out pretty good so far. Nice. This pen is the 3D Simo Mini, the original. I have the 1 and the 2. They're almost identical, honestly. All right, so we got the fire. Next, we're gonna do, not the fire, the sky. Now we're gonna do the jet, and then we'll do the flame at the very end. Hey Eric, yeah, this is definitely a fun job, isn't it? I agree. I hope I'm able to keep doing this. And I hope I'm able to expand it too. I don't want to keep doing the same thing necessarily. I want to, you know, you always want to advance in life. So this is just the beginning of Make Anything. Or maybe they'll turn into something else. It's hard to say exactly what will come of this YouTube channel. Okay, so let's start getting this plane filled in. I'll start with the background. Once again, I want to get some height here. I want to layer things in a way that makes sense. So these back wings will kind of be the lowest point. So I'll do those first. And then I can do the main body afterwards and have that one build up a little higher. In the end, this will probably just be like a dark shadow. It's not going to have as much... I'm not going to show the windows or anything. But I think it works out for a stealth fighter like this. And the shape is so unique. Yeah. I guess the wings could be a little bigger, but I just don't have that much space. I think that looks pretty good. I'll add on to this a little bit just to make it more dimensional, but otherwise, I'm very happy with it. It's nice to sometimes use your fingers to just kind of mold it while it's still soft. All right, we're just gonna finish off with some yellow for the jet engines in the back. No flames? Some of you say no flames. Well, they kind of shoot out like behind the jet, so I don't think I have to do them first. Yeah, it is upside down from the way you guys see it. It goes like that. Whoop. I think it looks better in real life than it does on this camera. Some things don't translate so well. I'll just do a really quick little jet blast. Just these two lines, nothing too dramatic. I do like it going off the page a little bit. All right. Simple, but cool. I guess I could have outlined here. Well, it looks pretty good though. There we go. Whoop. What is that? SR71. I guess I will fill in right here. I don't like this edge, but otherwise I think it looks really cool. With 3D pen, like, I'm a perfectionist, but with 3D pen, it's impossible to do anything perfectly, so it's really, you gotta embrace the medium. Gotta, you know, 3D pen, gotta do what it can do, not try to push it too far. You always want to push things, but you know, I think you guys know what I'm saying. Yeah, a lot of people say Discord is the way to go, but I already have my Patreon chat. I already have Twitter. But a lot of people seem to be into Discord. I honestly have never looked at it. Does it allow you to share images and stuff? I also have the subreddit, reddit.com/r/makeanything. And that's kind of what my idea was, for people to share ideas there. There we go. So just cleaning things up a little bit. Giving it a bit more of a border. There we go. Cool. I like it. Shiny black shadow. Ah, you can share images and files on Discord. Okay. I'll try to take a look at it, but I have so much going on, and it's always hard. Alright. That was the SR-71 for Ilya. Next up, we have Ron, who wants a Santa Claus. That I can do. So, Santa Claus, red and white, of course, and flesh tone, but we're gonna give it a blue background, this dark blue background. It'll be a nice red, white, and blue Santa Claus. I'm assuming it's American Santa Claus, the one that Coca-Cola invented. This is from Ron Floyd. I know Ron is very active on my channel. Apparently his nickname is Santa Claus. I happen to know he's got a nice big beard, so that makes sense. Whoa. This sounds dead. I wonder if I picked the wrong setting or something. I don't know what this means. Ah! What's going on? Oh man. It totally just glitched out. It was not supposed to do that. Weird. It's got something crazy going on. It's my first... Oh, it's burning. There's smoke. Think we got another? Oh, I did it again. I used the wrong plug again. They're both black. Fried another pen. I really need to not do that. Let's see if it's still... Now it just starts extruding as soon as I plug it in, even if I use the right plug. I guess that's a different way to use a 3D pen. You just plug it in and it extrudes super fast. That's so weird. It must be really fried. Well, let's just pull this filament out. That's sad. That was, yeah, that was a real facepalm. I really like these pens. I think that means I should probably call it a day after 10 pixels or so. So I'm gonna just keep making mistakes like this. That's no good. Yep, that's burnt out. It did. Maybe I can recover something for the other parts. In case my other ones die or something, I can replace it. I don't know. Thanks for the respect. We lost 2 pens so far. Now I'm low on colors. Guess we gotta use the 3D for all the blues. Oh man. Now I'm bummed. I do need to label the plugs. I was gonna do it before the live stream today, but I was just too rushed. And I figured this one, it's got a little bit of tape around it. I thought that would be enough. But when you're just being quick... Yeah, luckily some of these pens have their own different plugs. The 3D has a different plug, so it's impossible to confuse it. But I really have to be careful with the other two 3D mates, because I don't want to kill those. Actually, we can just use this blue. Well, no. We're not going to cut corners just because everything's dying. I know it happens to the best of us, but it's still a bummer to lose a good pen. But it's so weird how you'd think if you give it too much power, it just turns off or something, but instead it starts like extruding super fast, and when you try to change the speed, it just like does something completely different. It's pretty weird how electronics work like that. It's 3 p.m. where I live right now. Let's try to do a gradient since we've got two blues switching out. Might as well. Oh, well, it's already switching straight to the other one. Not much of a gradient. I really gotta be careful about frying these 3D pens. My sponsors are not going to be happy. Well, they're not really sponsors, but they send me the pens under the expectation that I'll do something cool with them. And instead I light it on fire. Which could be cool, I guess, but not really. Uh-oh. 3Dissimo's acting up now. Oh, this is the 3Dissimo 1, not 2. It always ended up doing this after a little bit of time, but it just... the motor gets weak and it won't extrude without me pushing in from the back. So it might as well be dead. Alright, we'll do a border. Okay. Yeah, these pens, they're taking my soul. No kidding. Alright, correct plug. I swear, this channel, it may be under the guise of an educational 3D printing channel, but really, it's documenting my descent into insanity. Psychologists will be viewing my videos for years, trying to understand what goes into the failing brain. Was it the plastic fumes, they'll wonder? Or was it just the stress? Was it just the fried pens? What caused it all to happen? Probably a combination of all these things. All we know is Devin was never the same man. I've only been doing this for like 2 years now. I've definitely gone a bit more insane. "3D Printing Nerd" is doing more designs now, and I always encourage that with everyone. I think it's so cool to be doing designs. I mean, Joel is great. He's a wonderful presenter and does a lot to promote 3D printing, but if you're also promoting design, that's a bonus. So yeah, Joel, if you see this, keep it up, man. You're doing some really cool... He designed like a really cool functional print, like a tripod extender, and he built, I think his most recent build was a spool holder using cardboard tubes, which was pretty fun. Alright, let's do Santa's face. Gotta leave room for the beard. I guess I can draw over his chin here. I'll give it a bit of depth. All right, switch to white. With the other plug, I blame Scribbler. They're the ones using the 12 volts when all the other pens use 5 volts. Oh, chat died. Sorry. It's gotta happen a couple times during this stream. Oh, sorry. Yeah, there's only one winner for the Dremel. But honorable mentions, I guess. I do want to talk about some of the cooler puzzles. There's so many. It's impossible. Okay, I'm going to turn this upside down, actually, to give more room for Santa's beard. Because, come on, that's what Santa's all about. Oh, I should have done red first, though. Yeah, I'm going to do the red first. Just slowly killing my pens. I don't know if just being on kills the pens. They should be able to handle the temperature, but that's something that seems pretty consistent among all 3D pens, is that at some point they just burn out because they got these little tiny motors. They gotta get hot enough to melt plastic, and they're made out of plastic. Of course something's gonna go wrong. Okay. I won't give everything away for this My Mini Factory competition there. There aren't prizes for the runners-up per se, but there is going to be a second kind of mini competition that goes along with it so that you guys can win a prize if you don't win the main competition. That's all I'll say for now. Okay. We'll do a great big wide Santa body here. Santa is a big man. Sorry, Santa. No offense. I mean, if every kid left you milk and cookies in all of America, of course you're going to be fat. It's not Santa's fault. So there's the red. I'll build this up a little bit more. All right, that looks good. Now I'm double checking every time I plug things in, which I guess I should. Whew. I mean, the decal pen, the cat pen, I'm not too sad about that one dying. It was never superb by any means. The 3D Mate is a really good pen, though. It's so sad. I'm not going to let it go. Alright, I'm just going to do blobs here for the hat to kind of get that cotton ball Santa hat effect going. He's got the big blob at the end. And then his beard is done the same way as his hat. think I gotta give him that little classic pink nose too. He's always got the jolly pink cheeks and nose. Jolly old Santa Claus. Just making up Christmas songs. Jolly old Santa Claus. All the kids wanted 3D pens, and he just said, I hope they don't burn out again. Santa, Santa, give me a pen that works. Okay. So let's swap out the red for pink and get that jolliness going. Gotta capture the jolliness. It's all in the pink. Although, which pink? I have so many pinks. Kind of like this one. Oh my, don't get tangled on me. All right, in goes the pink. And I guess I'll get the black ready as well to do 2 little dots for his eyes. And that's all I'll do for that. Or maybe I should do the little arcs, you know, the like smiley eyes. I don't know if I can do that small. Yeah, hopefully I'm better at drawing than singing. I like to sing too, but, you know, better than that, whatever that was that I just did. All right. Make sure to get all the red out. This is a very interesting tone of pink. And then we'll just do 3 little dots. 1 for the nose. Boop. And then 2 dots for the cheeks. Rosy as ever. Ah, it gets really messy when you're working this small. It's messy real quick. But that worked out. What do I think of Dungeons and Dragons? That's a random question, but I think it's cool. I've never played. But it's cool. I like any games that involve creativity and whatnot. All right, there we go. 2 little dots, and he's done. It's a cute little Santa Claus. It's a pretty good one. Good pixel for a good patron. Ron Floyd, thank you so much for that request. Whoops, I gave out your last name, but I guess that's the name of your YouTube account, so you don't mind, I'm guessing. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 pixels done. I'm gonna do 2 more since I'm killing all my pens today. I'm not gonna drag it out too long. We'll do 2 more pens and then maybe just chat for a little tiny bit. I've been in Sweden, as some of you may know, so I gotta catch up on my work. Okay, next up we got Andrew, and his request is WT with a little fork below it. What? Your name doesn't even have a W or a T in it. What's WT and a fork got to do with anything? Anyone? Does anyone know what's going on here? Or is this just a little mysterious thing? And it doesn't say what color. I guess the fork can be silver. The WT, let's see, what should we do? I'm actually just gonna use the same pink. I think pink with a silver fork could look interesting. I know Andrew is a dude. Some dudes discriminate against pink, but I promise you, it'll be tasteful. I agree, pink can be a little gaudy, but it can also be a nice color used in the right context. So we'll do a white fork, actually. It'll be one of those plastic forks. I think pink with white on top of it will look good. Or I could do blue for the text or something to keep it interesting. I don't know. This is a very strange request. Very strange indeed. So how about we do an interesting pattern. This one I'm going to cross hatch. Just to add some visual interest. Since it's a pretty simple request, might as well do something fun. No offense, I mean, I'm sure you have your reasons for wanting a fork. Maybe you just like to eat. Oh, what the fork? I get it. I get it. You guys explained it, and I didn't actually understand that you were explaining it. Okay. In that case, I'll make the WT black and the fork silver. Actually, no. Silver fork, white text. WT fork. I get it now. It's the insanity. I blame the fumes. That's why I'm so slow to get this. I'll do the fork first because I don't know how much space it's going to take up to draw a fork. I'm going to have to try to keep it simple. Correct plug. A gold fork? That would be cool. Okay, we'll do a gold fork. In that case, we'll do it second. Well, we'll do this gold. We'll use the DIY kit pen that I built today. It's an excuse to use that at least, if anything. This one actually heats up really fast. Now that I'm looking at it. Or, it like shot up to 157 and then it just stopped. Don't tell me I fried another pen. This one is the correct USB. There's definitely no way. Jumped up 1 degree. Okay, it's going up now, just very slowly. How many pens can I kill today? Jeez. I endorse Joel because he's a really good guy, and I mean, he brings a lot of people in. He's got a lot of subscribers. People are enjoying his content. I mean, yeah. I don't know. Why would anyone hate on Joel? He's such a good guy. He's the 3D printing nerd, but also he's like a father to us all, I think. He's the 3D printing dad. All right, WT fork. Plus, he's so supportive. Joel is like the nicest guy in town. He'll always give me shout outs, and he'll always respond on Twitter to anyone's questions, even if it's just some random person. He's got good character, and I think that's important. Alright, so let's go ahead and try this pen now. Like I said, you basically have to go straight down. And I also wish I knew how to change the speed, but I guess it just says 40%. But as far as I can tell, the buttons up here just change between PLA and ABS. And this is just in and out. Must be something that you can go into the source code and change, but yeah. Alright. Let's try this golden fork. There it is. WT fork. Almost too crude, but I'll allow it. All right, so possibly the last request for today. It's from Neo. His name is actually Neo. And his request is Neo from The Matrix. For obvious reasons. So, I'm definitely going to want a skin tone here, but I wonder... I wish I could do that like text falling background thing that Neo's got going on, but I think I'm just going to do a flat neon green background. And then I'll do Neo with his black hair, black glasses, and skin tone. That should work out quite nicely. I think I know what Neo looks like, but I'm going to Google it just in case. Yeah, pretty straightforward. He's got those wonky 90s style glasses. But I guess they were meant to be the future, right? They're not even supposed to be 90s style. They're future glasses. Oh. Looks like this one's kind of jamming up a little bit. All my pens are dying. No, for real. I mean, the 3D I kind of noticed that it's got a very small feeding hole. So, like, if filament isn't the best quality, like, oftentimes filament is a little bit thicker than it's supposed to be. And in that case, it gets stuck in this pen. But I think it's working again now. Let's see. This is the 3Dissimo 2 also, so if anything, it should work better. But we're getting the same problem where I have to push it in. Which results in blobby backgrounds, which makes it harder for me to do my pixel. Ooh, it's getting hot out right now. Having all these pens on actually does have an effect on the room. Anyways, I managed that. Just go ahead and give it a clean border. Oops. Kind of messed it up right at the end there. There we go. So we got the green background. Next up is his face with the right plug. I'm gonna make sure every time. How many pens have I gone through? I think I've killed probably like 6 pens. Something like that. 2 of them today. The 3DCimos seem like they might be on their way out. And actually these slim pens too, the same way, where they'll work fine for a few minutes, like 10-15 minutes, and then they start getting weak. That's why I like this 3D Mate 1 so much. I brought it to a convention and like it lasted for hours on end. But I fried one just by using the wrong transformer. Bummer. I've never used Shaxon filament. Never heard of it. Alright. Let's go ahead and slow this down maybe to speed of 2. And which way do I want this to go? Vertical, because it's like, yeah. The matrix, the vertical stripes, whatever. Whoa, it's going out fast. It's okay, I was able to recover. There we go, general head shape. I'll have his hair, his glasses, I'll give him a little nose right now. Why not? And then he'll have his black suit. Basically everything else is just black. What are my PC specs? Actually, I have to ask you guys about that. If anyone out there is really well versed with PC stuff, I think I know the answer, but my computer, it's crashing. Well, Fusion 360 will crash sometimes, but what's really annoying me lately is I have a specific VR application. I don't even, Sculpt. It's called Sculpt something. Sculptress, maybe? But it's a VR sculpting app. But when it gets to a certain poly count, it crashes. So it's crashing from too many polygons, which makes sense. It's a very demanding application. Does that mean I need to upgrade my graphics card? Because I already upgraded my processor from an i5 to an i7. And right now I have a GTX 980, I think? Or maybe even a 970. And I'm thinking of getting a 1080 or 1080 Ti even. If that's going to make a big difference. Is that going to solve my problems? Because then I'll invest. I have 24 gigs of RAM. I mean, I feel like everything is pretty up to date, except the graphics card could go higher. Yeah, the polygons are from the sculpting app, and that specific application, it doesn't have an option to reduce it. Obviously, that's what I would do first, is just reduce it to lower the number of polygons, but it doesn't work like that. It's the one I used to make the VR skull, which is just out of frame right now. It's super cool, and I wanted to do a whole series of those, but it just crashes so much. There's not really an error. It just freezes and shuts down. Alright, let's get Neo. Let's make Neo what makes him Neo, his glasses. Just super dorky glasses. Alright, gotta manage the stringiness before it gets out of hand. Yeah, those are pretty good Neo glasses. And his hair, he's got just a little bit of a widow's peak. Otherwise, a pretty standard haircut. I'll give him a really small, just like... Well, I don't know, actually, if I should do a mouth. Maybe not. I'll just do his high collar. Sorry, I'll go back and read the question, your guys' advice on my computer. Got distracted by Neo here. I like it. Bow. Neo. It's a good one. You know what? I'll do a few more. Let's see what the next request is. If it's something interesting, I'll keep going. All right. Buy a new card when the 11 series go out. I mean, I'm anxious. I want to buy a card right now. Is the price going to drop that much? Yeah, it's a beta application, so it definitely has to do with the app, but I feel like if I improve my PC that it should crash less, right? Alright, so that was Neo for Neo. Alright, next up we've got Megan, who wants a one-line elephant. Search it on Google, she says. Alright. There's a few one-line elephants, but I get the point. The basic idea is draw an elephant in one line. I guess I'll do my own kind of based on the general idea here. Yeah, okay. I think I can do that. And I'm just going to do it in black here. No, come back. Yeah, it's one line, simple elephant. Might as well bust that one out right now. Not sure if a GPU will fix a crashing application. Darn. What about like Fusion 360? If I do a really complicated 3D model, sometimes it'll slow down. Is it going to help with that? I'm kind of looking for an excuse to get a new GPU, but I really shouldn't get it unless it's going to help, obviously. It's not like I have so much time to play games anyways. I really only want it if it's going to help with my videos. Alright, one-line elephant. This is very small, so I'm going to just do the head. One-line elephant head. If that's interesting enough. Let's see. I got to think about it if it's one line. The tusks. Oh man. Well, no, I'll do the whole elephant. I'll just do it very tiny. So we got tusks. Goes to the legs. The tail. Up it goes. Oh, we gotta do the ears. What comes first, though? Yeah, the ear. Oh, man, this is gonna be a disaster. Nope, 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 nope. Undo. Sometimes it's the easiest things that are the hardest. I'm just clipping this off. I'll end up using this for another pixel. Where I have a colored background, I can just go over this with another color. Because I killed it. I think I'm gonna have to draw this one in pencil first. The one-line elephant. Whoops. Yes, this is for Patreon. Yeah, I guess it will help to have a better computer, but yeah. Yeah, I can use Mesh Mixer to bring down poly count, but not while I'm using the VR sculpting application. That's the problem. It's like as I'm drawing things, it builds up in poly count really quickly. Okay, one-line elephant. I'm gonna switch to another pixel. This is such a tough thing. I'm just gonna do I'm just gonna do a very simple one. It's just gonna be like trunk, goes up to the ear, and it goes around to the tusk. Something like that. And it's gonna have pencil marks in the background because I needed it. Okay. Here we go. I'm gonna start back here. Trunk is up. Ear and the tusk. It kind of looks like a random scribble, but if you know what you're looking at, yeah, it's a one-line elephant. I am gonna give it a dot for an eye though. Ow, this pen's hot. Maybe that kills the whole point of being one dot, but makes it a little more clearly an elephant. So there we go. What PC build do I use? I have Windows 10 and yeah. I built the PC from scratch, just from parts. Okay, Alex wanted a Dalek. Actually don't know, I haven't watched Doctor Who, but a Dalek from Doctor Who. But he wants it in 3D coming off of the pixel. I'm not going to do that because when it's on the board, it wouldn't make any sense. But I'll try to make it kind of 3D anyways. Like 3D popping out. That's going to be a tough one too. And if I Google it, it's in so many different colors. Sometimes it's gold, sometimes it's black. What color is it actually in Doctor Who? I guess it comes in several colors. We've got all kinds of colors here. I'll do a gold one with black dots. Gold and black. How about that? Starting with the gold. But I want to use... Should I use gold, gold, gold? I'll use this pen again. No, I want to use a real gold. Not real, but... You know, this one. Metal bronze, as they call it. Looks more gold to me. And I'll do that using... I'll swap out the tan. That should be an easy enough change. Oh, Daleks are usually silver. Silver with blue lights? Okay. Sounds okay. I have silver. This pixel's a little dirty looking. I'll save that one for a background color. Well, will this one have a background color? I guess it will. I'll make this one with blue lights, but it'll also have a blue background. So, that should work out. All right, the silver is looking good. So let's see if I can do a 2.5D version of this. It's gonna have to be much simpler than the graphics, of course, but it's basically a trapezoid type thing. It's got several layers. Around on top. Whoops. This pen sometimes keeps extruding. So there's the basic idea, and then I'll build it up. Although this silver, it acts so crazy when you're drawing with it. It expands so much. Makes it really hard to do this. I wonder what it is in this material. Okay. I think that's decent. Let's get the blue going. I guess I want to use a lighter blue, or no. There's so many different variations of this Dalek on Google Images. But yeah, it looks like it uses a lighter blue. We'll swap it out. Again. Yeah, you know what? I actually will ban you because you're being very annoying. So I'll at least put you in timeout. I don't know how to ban you. There we go. No room for hate on this channel, guys. I think it's still... This one's having trouble extruding still. We'll see what happens when I put the other blue in. 3Dissimo is failing on me. Yes, I am wearing pants. They are very short pants, though. You never know when you gotta stand up on a live stream. I'm not that daring. What's the best 3D printer I have? That is such an open-ended question. There's so many answers. And actually, I don't even know. Because, like, best as in what? Fastest, biggest, best quality? Even there's so many ties between all my printers, it's hard to say. Which is why I do individual reviews and stuff. But CR10s, the Anycubic Guide 3 Mega, Tevo Tornado, Ender 3 is looking really good so far. Alright, let's do the background here. Which printer do I use the most? Even that's a hard question to answer because I'm always testing new printers. So I'm always using a different printer every day. But I'm definitely still a big fan of the CR10 and all of the different variations of that printer. Alright, and then we got the blue dots on the Dalek itself. That worked pretty well. And it looks like they've got other stuff going on, like his weird nozzles. What a complicated creature. Yeah, I guess I'll throw some black on there. So we'll switch over back to this pen. Make sure to use the right plug. Da, 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 da. Yes, I do get to keep the printers I review, usually. Yes, I am making a Dalek. Everything analog. No real updates on the mechanical keyboard. It's kind of been on the back burner for a while. I mean, I have updates, but I'm not going to share them because I don't want to spoil it. Yeah, it's got like a plunger on it. This is such a strange creature. I do have a Shrek. I think I have at least one Shrek. Yeah, I've got a Shrek there on the pegboard. I would not say that the 3D Simo is better than the Scribbler. As a 3D pen alone, it's probably a little worse. The advantage of, or I guess like what it's got going for it, is the fact that it's got all these features built in one. So if you're gonna use the burner and the wire cutter and all that stuff, then it's a cool tool. If you just want a 3D pen, you might as well just get a 3D pen. All right, I'll do a few dots here. This is not going to be the most 100% accurate doodle that I've done today, but I think it's still clear enough. He's got his little nozzle thing. Zoop. I'll just draw another dot there for good measure. Okay, it's small, but, you know, it's something, right? Yeah, that's pretty good. All right, yeah, while I got my camera focused in, why don't we do a few close-up shots on the pixels we did today? Although the lighting's weird. There's one, the Dalek. We got the one-line elephant. Neo from the Matrix. WT Fork. Santa Claus. We got this little froggy with headphones. We got Pokemon. I already forgot its name. We got a band logo. I already forgot the name. The SR-71 fighter jet. A Ron's Place YouTube logo. We got the nail and the gear. And we got old school Mega Man. And with that, I'm gonna call it a day for the pixels today. I think those look really cool. You know, when you do one at a time, sometimes they look a little scrappy. It's hard to make things look great on a 3D pen. But putting them all together like that, I'm very happy with how things turned out today. So there we go, the collection. Oh, it's a reminder to unplug things. All right. I don't know if I'm going to clean this all up or just leave this as the live stream desk for the next few weeks. Maybe I'll film my videos elsewhere. Or maybe I'll clean it up. I don't know. Ah. Sorry, I didn't notice that super chat. Ged Davis, thank you. And hello back. When's the next How to Make Anything? Well, it's ready to go. I have all the content, I just need to put together the video, so it won't be too long. And I actually have another one that I want to do. I don't know if I'll make it a How to Make Anything or if I'll just make it a video, because it's a pretty simple thing to make. But anyways, there we go. I don't think I'm going to drag things out too much today. It's just a little live stream testing out doing 3D pen pixels live. I think it worked out pretty well, besides obviously killing two of my pens. Fool me once, shame on me. Fool me twice. You can't, it won't get fooled again. That's a quote from our previous president. Cyndaquil, yeah, that's the Pokemon. Okay. Woo! I'm already pretty pooped, even though that was a pretty short live stream by my standards. What was it, 3 hours? That's pretty short. But I've got so much stuff I'm printing out right now. I got a lot of printers I got to review, so I'm just coming up with designs, printing them. Lots of stuff going on. So I promise I'm not slacking. I promise I'll be back with more Patreon pixels for all my patrons who have been so wonderful, patient with me getting these done. But it's happening. I'm back at it, and I'm going to be more consistent now. As long as I still have pens that are alive. All right. Till next time, I'm Devin. This is Make Anything, and don't forget to stay in